For months, houses up for sale in our region haven't even lasted a day on any listing, snatched up by eager buyers, with sellers naming their often very high price. Is that the way the market will be for the foreseeable future, or is something changing? For those answers, we turn now to real estate agent Justin Edwards. Good morning, Justin, and welcome to Fox 40 News at 11.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Definitely. So tell me, what was happening with your listings, say, back in May and June versus what you see happening with them now?
So in May and June, I want to say that was the hottest our market was. We definitely seen multiple offers, outrageously above list price. I want to say between 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000, depending on the area. And we've seen them going off the market very fast, multiple offers. I'm talking between 5 to 20 offers on some of these properties.
And what do you think is causing the change that you may be seeing now? Because it's dropped off a little bit, right?
Yes. So typically in the real estate market, the mid spring to the beginning of summer is our peak. Once the school season starts, once the fall season begins, we start to see it slow down. And that's kind of what we're seeing here now. Although the market is still very, very strong and it still is a seller's market, there's opportunities for buyers to get in, but you still are going to have to come with a strong offer.
Now, hundreds of thousands of people have tapped into the state's rent relief program to avoid getting evicted, even after the end of the eviction moratorium. So if you're in that kind of situation, you're not sitting on a nest egg, most likely, for buying a home. So is it that most folks that absolutely just felt like they had to get in have already done so?
Well, there are some buyers that they're still fighting, trying to get their property. If you're a first-time home buyer, you may have to put in 10 offers before you get one accepted, unfortunately, because this market is just so competitive. Sacramento is one of the hottest markets in our country, and it's been named one of the best places to be for the upcoming years. So it's still very difficult for some buyers. Some of them have gotten into their properties, but some of them are still trying to get there. But it's a little bit easier this time around, opposed to how it was in June.
Now, because of those high prices that you were talking about, sellers basically, adding thousands and thousands onto what a home might normally sell for, some of these houses are coming back around on the market. Does that mean like an offer fell through and then they're back up for sale?
Yes, typically that's what happens. Sometimes the buyer, they just can't perform. It may be a situation with their loan, or maybe the home appraises for a certain amount and they don't feel comfortable paying the difference. And then the seller says, hey, the market's so hot, I don't mind putting the property back on the market to see if I can have another buyer. And in past months, if they did that, their home may have went up about $10,000. But now we're kind of seeing, if you get a good offer, you may want to stick with it because there is a minor lull in the pricing and the amount of days on market. But again, it's still very competitive.
So low inventory, as you're saying, still makes this a seller's market, but maybe think differently about selling the house being, just in any kind of condition. And then we know in the Bay there was a partially burned down home in Walnut Creek that sold for almost $1 million in August. Literally half of that house is gone. If you're a seller, can you do something like that in Sacramento?
If you're a seller, it's still a seller's market, but you're not going to reap the outrageous benefits that you may see in the Bay Area. The Bay Area is unique. It's one of the most expensive places to live in America. Out here in Sacramento, we're seeing that if you're not pricing your home right, your home will stay on the market for longer and you will have those price reductions. So you want to be diligent and make sure you're with a good realtor such as myself that can guide you in the right direction as far as pricing your home so that you don't have to do all these price reductions and go back on the market 3 and 4 times.
And then give us an example about pricing the home correctly, because someone may come to you with a price in their mind. And are you having to do a lot of negotiation with some of the clients to get them down to like the right area, the right range?
So most sellers know that it's a seller's market, so they're very anxious to get as much money as they can. But the way we do comps is based on, a half mile to a mile radius on the homes that have sold within, 3 to 6 months. And then that's how we're going to differentiate what price is where it should be, and then some of the outliers. We're going to look at your square footage. We're going to look at bedroom, bath count, the amenities and different things that the homes have, so that we can compare apples to apples. And then I'll show my clients that. Of course, I want to give them insight on why and then different strategies, but you definitely don't want to just outprice the market because you're trying to get as much as possible, because it takes away your leverage as a seller once you have to reduce that price consecutively.
All righty. Thank you so much. A lot to think about on both sides of these equations. We appreciate you and your insight, Justin.
Thank you for the opportunity. If you want to win, put Justin in. Until next time, guys.
Thank you.